One of the things I find the most fascinating about winter tree ID is that even the most familiar tree can become strange in the winter. So when I walked over here, at first I was looking at the growth pattern from a distance, and to me it seems sort of similar to some of the oak patterns where you'll see the higher branches are pointing up, kind of the middle branches are pointing out, and sort of the lower branches are hanging down. So when I first walked over here, I thought, oh, maybe some kind of oak tree. And then I didn't look up at all of these weird things hanging from the branches, but I did notice that there was a lot of debris on the ground. And I actually hadn't ever taken the time to look at this. Oh, I don't know if you can see that it's sort of falling apart in my hand. It almost looks like a cone. I know it's not, but it's all these seeds are around this central stalk. And you can see when they fall apart, they remind me a little bit of like a linden tree seed or something like that, but they're different than that too. They're just interesting how they're all kind of around this central point. And so I thought, oh, what the heck is this? So then I went and looked closer at some of the branches, the buds, which luckily are close enough to the ground that even someone short like me can reach them. And I don't know if that's in focus or not, but they're quite interesting looking buds. They're sort of like flat paddles. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. And I looked at the bark, and the bark again looks like, I don't know, many other kinds of trees bark, nothing particularly distinctive about it. So I was a little bit stumped at first, but then when I walked over here and I looked up, I don't know if you can see them silhouetted against the sky, they just look like flowers. I guess, you know, of course they were flowers last year. And all of a sudden I thought, oh yeah, tulip tree. It's a tulip tree. So yeah, Liriodendron tulipifera. In the summertime, very distinctive, easy to identify leaves. There's nothing that looks like them. They sort of look like a, I don't know, couple squares glued onto each other. Anyways, they're very kind of blunt edged, not like any other leaf that you'd think of. So I hadn't ever really stopped to think or look at the growth and the buds and the bark before, because the leaves just are so easy to identify. So when I came over here, I was a little bit stumped at first, but yeah, as soon as I looked up and saw these flower-like structures, it just made me think of tulip trees, which when I looked it up, yeah, that's what it is. So it's always an effort and exploration with winter twig ID. You never know what feature is going to tip you off. That's why it's important to look at all of them.